Now I'm Perrier, white girl politicking. That's a Sarah.
Oh, also, I don't know if you guys, you guys know Stanley, the insulated
pink,
cups. Have you heard about that? Stanley stands.
I understand the craze with the cup.
Okay, so it started on TikTok.
Yeah,
I'll show you guys this video. Like, people are like camping out. It's like the new.
No,
it's
I
like,
know, but for what?
It's like the new sneaker drops. It's just to have things getting like, because.
But is it is just the cup, right?
Yeah, like it's their marketing is really done really well.
So are they limiting these cups?
So like they'll have like a certain shade that's only a certain color shade that's only gonna drop at Target, and people will camp out. Like you could see on like eBay, there's like certain colors or whatever editions that are going for like $500, $600, $700, $800 on eBay.
Because I just seen people giving
the
girls
pink
like
ones.
Yetis.
They were beating people up for them.
Yeah,
like
you see people scrapping. It's like
wild.
sneakers.
Yeah,
I saw a guy get, it was obviously a skit, but a guy gave his girl like a Yeti one, and she was like all disappointed.
And she's like,
what the fuck
what
is
is
this?
this?
He's like, this was like 3 times more expensive.
Well,
I thought this is the better one. She's
So
like,
I don't know if you,
Stanley.
I don't know if you know about.
I don't know about nothing.
I just brought this back up so I can get the name right. So in 2020, Stanley hired Terrence Riley as their new president, who was the marketing president of Crocs that made Crocs pop.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sean's getting conspiracy theory on it.
No, this is
I like
not.
where this is going.
This is, no, Crocs is like that's a perfect.
This is
I like
why
where this is going.
This
I
is
said I
why
like where
this
this is
is why
going.
how the Stanley thing happened. They basically were like Crocs prior was
But it's
only
also conspiracy.
Industry,
It's theory.
industry
comfy shoe, like
It's
Crocs.
theory,
You were
but it's
maybe wearing
conspiracy.
them if you're a nurse or something like that in that space. They weren't cool. People were making fun of you if you were like you're kind of like a Walmart, seen on Walmart kind of scenario if you're walking around with them. And then this dude basically was like, hey, let's just think about our marketing and let's do like different colors and let's market it in a different way. Let's raise the price so people think it's actually a very important thing, like a sought after thing. And then Crocs blew up. And then basically he went over to Stanley, brought that same mentality. Stanley has had the Stanley Cup. Stanley's been around from like 1916s. And then I think in 2020 is when they actually launched that specific cup, the model cup. But there's only one color. And the dude came in and was like, let's throw some pastels on this thing. Let's see what happens if you make pastel colors of the Stanleys. And they started popping off specifically to who? And who they started marketing them to? Women.
So is the reason that the highest paying entry level job this year is digital marketing?
Yeah, because it's every company needs it now. I think every company realizes that it's such an important thing to drive
They'll
business.
start you at like $144,000 to do digital marketing with no experience.
What blows me away is like you've seen Crocs, which were like really like I was making fun of people if they wore them.
Of course.
You take what's the
UGG did the same thing.
UGG did the same thing. Yeah, you're
Like,
right.
you know,
you're right.
Tom's.
Yeah, Tom's
was kind of like that.
I feel like-
They've fallen off.
Yeah.
But when they did, they had a chokehold on who they had it.
Well, because they had
Totally.
a unique.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because like
That's
they
all
did
I'm
have a
saying.
unique product, but it was
It
like
was
they
definitely not a
shifted.
unique product at all.
But I'm saying things that weren't popping to now are popping, like in the terms into like a pop culture thing. Like what's the company that Carhartt? Like Carhartt was like that. Like over like the past couple of years, it was like
But
Carhartt boy.
Carhartt didn't get that was organic.
I don't know.
It
They
shifted
started
with the
doing-
culture.
it was-
It's because
They
like
started doing.
But it was late though. They've always been Dickies, Carhartt.
Yeah, no.
No, but just Dickies and Carhartt, along with a couple other mass produced brands, have always been big brand blanks for streetwear brands to print on. People have been printing on Carhartt, Dickie for the last 10 years. It just popped.
no, it's because they have Carhartt Whip. It's because they brought in somebody and they're
That's what I'm
taking
talking about.
takes.
I'm talking about
No,
that.
but I get what you're saying, but that's different to me because what you're saying is the product was already there. Some dude brought it in to make it.
But that's what they do with
No,
Carhartt.
that's exactly the
what they
same
do with
thing.
Carhartt.
It's
Carhartt popped though on an independent thing, and they brought someone that probably saw it popping over here and said, "Let's just link with these."
No, it's
No,
like it's a workwear staple.
Yes.
Blanks, everything. But no, like it was Carhartt Whip and the marketing that they brought with that to like reposition themselves. Like, okay, we're gonna take all our textiles, all our sourcing, and then we're gonna like make it like just do slight different silhouettes. Like do a little more like experimental, exciting
But I'm
to
saying
get like the
people
culture
were
behind
already
it.
doing stuff with Carhartt individually.
But people were already doing stuff with Stanley individually and Crocs individually. In terms of like for a hot minute, Crocs were like the only shoe worn by nurses and stuff. They were
And
popping
chefs.
in that specific realm. With Stanley, they've been around since the 1915s. So like
Carhartt is construction shit.
yeah, but what I mean is they brought somebody in to market it differently. I don't know if you remember, but like 3 or 4 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, the Carhartt beanies and women. Every single woman would have a Carhartt beanie,
overalls.
and the overalls. And because they started doing marketing with people wearing like with a different clientele, like a different look for those people to bring in new marketing. That's kind of like what I'm saying with Stanley is like they were like, we can keep on selling these as like a tough neck kind of Stanley, keep your soup warm. That's what the thermos the kind of thing, like super old long term. And they're like, oh well, we can also pivot and be like, this is a stay-at-home mom cup kind of thing.
Yeah, like there's people that collect. Like I saw
They're
this
like Beanie
TikTok
Babies.
where it's like has like this woman has like all the shades and she names off each one the name.
All
of
the
the
Rancho
shade.
girls have every Starbucks cup. They got like 50.
Well, yeah,
Starbucks.
that it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's that same thing that drives it. It's like, oh, like there's a new drop for the season. Like I want to get that Starbucks cup, and it's like it's all consumerism, but it's no different than sneakers and stuff like that. Oh, you get the same dunk in like every color, same
Yeah,
shit.
I'm not mad at it.
It's interesting. It's just seeing that shit pop off. Like I saw this woman, her car literally burned down. I don't know if you saw it, but like she had a Stanley cup in it in the cup holder.
Oh, I did see that.
and it was fine. And
Yeah.
like after everything burned down, the water was still cold in it. And then so Stanley reached out and they were like, we don't usually do this and we probably never will again, but we want to obviously
Oh, yeah.
replace your cup, but we're going to replace your car too. And like they just got like, it is the genius marketing, like just to take things into a different, like,
Who did that? Toyota did that for the dude who hit $1 million in a car.
Oh yeah.
It was some, I don't know if it was Toyota, but it was some company. He
I
hit
think
$1
it was
million. Maybe it was
Toyota-
Volvo.
I
I
think
think
it
it was Volvo.
Was it? Because I
It was
remember there was a
Volvo.
Toyota Tundra that hit $1 million.
It was Volvo that did though. They gave a guy a new like S90 or whatever he had.
but that's
for
like
hitting $1 million.
but that's like, it's a car and you're giving him a new car, but this is like,
Here's a perfect
taking
quote
things-
though. This is one of the people that worked with the branding and everything with Stanley. They say, even if you are a men's clothing line, no matter what you are, if you're not finding a way to speak to the 20 to the 50-year-old female, you're missing the mark, because those are the buyers of our economy. They buy for their families, they buy for their husbands, they buy for their kids, they buy for their businesses. And I think that's what Stanley specifically did. But I feel like maybe, that's kind of what I assume Carhartt might have done. But it's like looking at like the actual market, and you've talked about like who's buying stuff really, and be like we were talking about with merch earlier, who's buying a weekend t-shirt?
Females.
Yeah.
The exact demographic they just gave you is exact what I'm talking about.
So here's a nuts thing to go with the Stanley thing. Their annual sales rose from 75 million a year to 750 million a year.
from when to when?
In 1 year.
Fudge.
Yeah. Or no,
sure he got a
in
bonus.
3
Whole
years. Sorry, in 3 years.
Sure he
2020.
got a
That's still
bonus.
crazy. That's still crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah. Nuts.
But yeah, Yeti. I feel like Yeti blew up when they had the coolers and stuff because they're the overpriced coolers. But
Yeah.
When everything initially gets that blow up,
That
it's,
hype.
it's from like the pop culture, but then it just sustains. So now Stanley's just gonna go back to like, it's not gonna go away, but people still that's just gonna be the new staple.
it's gonna be the new
Mug.
thing.
That's gonna be the
It's
mug.
gonna
Like
be
everyone.
the mom with the stroller mug.
Yep.
With the vodka and whatever is in the middle of the day. Sorry, I grew up in the suburbs.
Vodka's strong. Maybe
Kahlua?
Just
And
wine.
coffee?
Just wine in there.
Oh yeah, wine for sure,
Early though, yeah.
bro.
I
That's what you're talking about with
I
alcohol.
definitely know for that.
Early, it don't matter. Yeah, I went to school with this girl and like she had like the coffee cup, but it'd be full of wine, be like Franzia,
No,
Ooh.
and she's just like that's just her life, like
Yeah.
it's crazy. Like